Oh my goodness, look at this hair. How long has it been since I've worn my hair down or styled anywhere close to this? I've been wearing it pulled back, either in a knot or a bun or a ponytail since way before COVID. I've just gotten to the point that I can't stand my hair down on my neck. And that's another story. But, wow, look at this. I'm looking in the monitor and, oh my, is this not like the old days or what? Were you watching me when I was wearing my hair like this? A lot. Let me know. Well, today it's July favorites, and it's also my birthday, and I have something really special that is my gift to you that, well, you'll just have to wait and see. You'll have to wait and see. So stay tuned. I have just a few July favorites, but for me personally, they are things that really mean a lot to me or have come to mean a lot to me. A couple I think you're probably going to realize I've talked to you about before, but at least one thing is brand new. But let's go back and start with a couple of the old things that I'm still loving. When I started this move, right after we started the packing process, I took my little kiss nails off, these, and I haven't had them on since. Probably going on a month and a half, I'm thinking, maybe even longer, and that's a long time for me not to wear them. And I've sort of fallen into the habit now of really sort of liking not having them on, just not having to even think about it. Oops, ice dropping, new house, ice dropping again. But I haven't worn them. I keep thinking that maybe I would like to not wear them at all. My nails have always been really strong. They grow fast, always, and they continue to do that. But what happens is nail polish will not stay on my nails. I have tried every base coat. I have tried pretty much every brand of nail polish, and nothing stays on. Within a few hours, and top coats, and within a few hours, I am chipping all over the place. I've tried polishing under my fingernails, on the ends of my nails, and it still chips no matter what I do. I've watched videos, I've done it all, and my nail polish still chips off of my nails. It doesn't matter what brand I use of anything, my method, it still chips. I am constantly fidgeting with my nails. I look down at my nails and I see that they're starting to chip, and I have to do something about it. It just drives me crazy. So I made up my mind today, sometime today, I am gonna put on a set of the little kiss nails that I love. And these are the ones that I wear that I really do like. As I've said in other videos, my only complaint about these nails is there's some in here that are so big I could never wear them. I wind up having to throw away a lot of them. And a few of you have mentioned to me to try the petite nails by Kiss, and since you've mentioned it, I did try them and I did not like them. They look like little girls' nails to me, for me on my hands. They really are so tiny that they look like little girls. I don't know if they're made for little girls, but I will list these for you below in case you want to try them. And I also have probably 2 or 3 videos of me applying these nails. So I'll link one of those for you underneath in the description bar. But these are the Kanoi, K-A-N-O-I nails. And again, I'll list this. And these are the ones that I use, I wear. They're so easy to apply. And they stay on for me. They don't damage my nails. They're easy to take off. I don't have to polish them at all because, as you can see, they're a natural nail with the white tip. I will tell you that I always put 1 coat of a pale pink or a white, sheer white polish over them. That's my favorite way to wear them. Just like with acrylic nails, the polish does not chip. When I put these on, I do nothing. I do nothing until I need to do something about my nail growing. And these are going back on today. I wish Kiss would send me some. But sadly, they don't know I exist. I'm looking at my notes. I have notes. The next thing I want to talk to you about is some supplements that I take. I'm going to be pretty vague about this, but I do want to tell you a little story about it. I've always taken supplements. Many of you know that I am a very strict vegetarian. I am not vegan, but I'm a vegetarian and very strict with it. Because of that, I have to be careful about the supplements that I take. I'm going to tell you what I take most of the time, although I'm always tuning and tweaking it a bit. I'm not going to give you brand names because you need to talk to your doctor about number one, what you need for you, and maybe what brands are good. And it's something that I would want you to do your own research on. But let me tell you what I do take. And I want to tell you something that happened to me recently with this move. I was really good about taking everything every day that I normally take. At some point in the process of packing and getting ready for this move, and then the move and getting settled in here the best way possible, I stopped taking my supplements. About 2 weeks ago, one day, it was like I could barely get up and go. I just had no energy. I started thinking about it, and of course the light bulb went off. I had not been taking my B12. I take B12 every single morning. I have 2 forms of B12 that I take. I keep it in the refrigerator, and it's the very first thing I do every single morning when I get up. I come into the kitchen, open the refrigerator, and I either put a dropper full of B12 under my tongue, or I spray a B12 under my tongue. Hold it there for about 30 or 40 seconds, and while I make my cup of coffee or piddle around, I'm sort of walking around like this, making sure that it stays under my tongue so that it will absorb into my body as quickly as possible. Many years ago, I got a B12 shot occasionally. And for any of you who take B12 or take B12 shots, you know that it really does give you some energy. I don't overdo it. I take what my doctor recommends that I take. I realized that I had not been taking, especially my B12. I started back taking it immediately, and immediately I had energy again. B12 is something that I absolutely want to take every day, and will again probably take it for the rest of my life because I plan on being a vegetarian. I also take a vegan glucosamine chondroitin MSM, and that's just for my bones, hopefully not to be sore and achy in all of my joints. I feel like it helps. I feel like it helps enough that I don't want to stop taking it. So I take that. I take a multivitamin. And I also take vitamin D3. Not 2, but 3. D2 uses animal products. D3 uses only plant products. So I take vitamin D3. And again, I'm not going to tell you the amounts I take or the dosage or the brands, but that's something that's just so personal that I think that's something that we all need to figure out on our own with our doctor's help. So I do take those supplements, and since I've gotten back on my regimen, I feel so much better. I just can't believe how much better I have felt since I started back. You know, I'm getting ready, as I said earlier, I'm having a birthday, and I'm going to be, in a few days, 78. 78. And for me, at this point in my life, I want to look the best I can every day. I think that's something I learned from my mother. But it's not the way I look for me as much as it is how I feel. I want to live as long of a life as I can. I just want to take care of myself. If I'm going to live a long life, I want to be as healthy as I can be. And it means I need to be very proactive in my diet, in my exercise, in continuing to feed my soul. I think it all just works together to be as good as we can be, the best we can be, using everything that we have available to us for as long as we live. If I'm going to live a long life, I want to have the best feeling life I can have. And I hope that all of you feel the same way. You have to do what's right for you, but just try to do your best and be your best every single day. And it's never too late to start. Never. My next favorite, and I've talked about this before, in fact I did a video on it, it's about the lash growth serums. And I need to look back, I can't remember offhand when that video went up, but it was probably a couple of months ago where I compared two lash growth serums. I was fairly new using one of them. At that point, everything seemed good. The second one was, the first one that I'd been using for a while was much, much more expensive. It was the Revitalish Advanced. This was the first one. The second one was the V-Beauty Eyelash Growth Serum. And this was very inexpensive. But as I said, I'd been using this one for a few months, and I started wearing the Revitalish only on my right eye and the V-Beauty on my left eye. And I continued to use them at the same time every single day. And nothing else changed. When I did that video, everything was good. I mean, I really couldn't tell a difference. I continued wearing it, and a few weeks later, one morning, I realized that this eye, my lashes, something was happening to my lashes. When I put my mascara on especially, my lashes are super blonde, naturally. So, you know, you really can't see how long they are or how stubby they are unless I have mascara on. But I was putting my mascara on that day, and I realized that these lashes on my right eye were just long and beautiful, and these were not. They weren't as bad as they were when I first started using this originally, but they were going in that direction. They weren't nearly as long and full as my right eye. And I knew immediately what was happening. You know, with these serums, even though your lashes grow and fill out, they still shed like the hair on your head. So you're losing, but you're constantly growing. With this right eye was doing great, this eye was not. I immediately stopped using this. And like I said, it was about a couple of months ago, and started back using the Revitalish on my left eye also. And just in the last week or so, are these lashes finally catching up with these. I tell you, I know there are a lot of different lash serums out there, but I promise you I'm not going to try anymore. I do want to hear from those of you who tried the Via Beauty, and let me know if it's working for you. It may just be me. I've always said that what works for me may not work for you. What works for one person may not work for everybody. Probably won't. But let me know if you've tried this, if you bought it from me doing that video, and if you've used it and been faithful using it, because that's part of the key to this, is you have to be faithful to them. But let me know what you think, or how it worked for you. Could you tell a huge difference, or a difference at all, a good difference? And did it do what mine did? Has it turned to go the other way? Let me know. Let me know. I hate to spend the money for this, but you know what? I can honestly say that I have better lashes than I've ever had in my life that I can remember. I've always had short, stubby lashes. And you get this? I'm telling you, I've always had short, stubby lashes until I started using the Revitalish. I mean, I wore false lashes all the time. I love this. I think I'll use this for the rest of my life, as long as I know what I'm doing. Because some days now, if I'm going to be in the house and not really go out, I may just put on mascara, because I have lashes. I can see them. They're long and they're fuller. So I love this stuff. If I have to save my pennies to buy this, in fact, when I finish this video today, I'm getting ready to buy another. This is my first tube that I'm still using, and I can hear liquid sloshing in there. Can you? So I know there's still probably plenty in here, but I'm going to go ahead and order another tube of it so that I will have it when I do run out of this. I just can't recommend it enough. And again, Revitalish has no idea who I am, but I'm loving it. And as I said, at some point in time, I may have to save my pennies to be able to use this. I may have to do without some other things to be able to use this, but I plan on using this for a long, long, long time. Love it. It is a favorite. Are you ready for this? This is funny. I think when I showed y'all that final video of walking through our old condo, I told you about the vacuum cleaner, that I stayed behind and ran the vacuum and did all that stuff, and then closed the condo up and headed to Pensacola. The vacuum cleaner died just before I finished, and I just basically took it to the dumpster and left it. We get here. There is a central vacuum system here, which I've never used one before, so I didn't know anything about it. But after being here a few days, I realized I needed to run the vacuum. And I pulled that thing out, and it was real easy, but it weighed a ton. That hose stretched forever, and you had to drag, and then the attachments weighed a ton, and you're pushing that thing and you're dragging that hose, and Biscuit is going berserk. He did with the vacuum cleaner. He did it with the mop in the condo. He did it with the broom. I think he thinks those things are monsters. They're going to kill me, and he has to protect me. He just goes crazy. And I understand this is pretty common with dogs. I mean, it had gotten to the point that Jim would have to walk Biscuit so that I could mop or sweep or run the vacuum cleaner to keep him from getting so upset. And sure enough, when I pulled that central vac out, and, you know, he started in. So I thought, you know, I've seen the Roombas and some of the other robot vacuums presented on HSN and I guess QVC, and I thought I would investigate them, and I did. And I wound up buying the Shark, and this is it. It just got much better reviews. I've read many reviews where it was compared to the Roomba. One thing that makes the Shark different from the Roomba, and I think the other robots, is they do a random pattern around the rooms. The Shark goes in straight lines, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. It may have to turn a little bit to make a turn, but back and forth. So on your carpet especially, if you like those straight lines, you get those straight lines. It's run by, you don't have to have it connected to Wi-Fi. I do, but it's run on my phone and with an app on my iPhone. And it's on a schedule. It runs, I've had it set to run at 8 o'clock in the morning every other morning. And it does, although I've had it map the whole house, the bedrooms that we don't go in very, rarely. We've had no company yet, so we just, I don't let it go in those rooms. But I let it go in the kitchen, in the entry hall, in the dining room, our bedroom, our bathroom. It does any floor surface. Jim said the other day, he said, I noticed that you're going around and you pick up cords and you pick up little throw rugs and you pick up stuff. And he said, that seems like a pain. And I said, well, Jim, I would pick those things up if I were using a regular vacuum cleaner. And he went, oh, I didn't think about that. But it just does its thing. This is one that is self-emptying. So the dock that it connects to charge and to rest or sleep has a tank on it or a bin that when it goes back, it empties into that tank automatically. You don't have to do anything. It says to empty that tank about once a month. I've only emptied it once and it didn't need it, but it was only about half full. But I went ahead and emptied it anyway. I'm loving this thing. There's really been a learning curve to it. I'm just sort of learning as I go. I've watched a lot of YouTube videos on them. There are some pretty good videos about them, about how to do things with them. Something I didn't realize is I just knew that it would map the house. I just assumed that it was mapping it as it went back and forth. It was gauging it, but no, it actually is mapping the ceiling. There's a camera on top of it, so it's mapping the ceiling. I can set it anytime I want it to run. You don't have to be here. It's almost like every time I use it and get in and play with it, I find out that it does more. I am absolutely loving this. I know nothing about the Roomba or any of the others, but I do know I really do like this. I am so glad I ordered it. It was pricey. It can just be running and, and it can get like almost finished, and all of a sudden it'll turn and head back to the dock. And it gets in there and it dumps its own little bin into that big bin on the dock. And then it turns around and comes right back and picks up where it left off. If it runs so long that the battery starts to go dead, it stops, it turns and goes right back to that dock, connects itself and recharges, and then comes out and starts up where it left off. And here's the good thing. Biscuit thinks it's a toy. The very first time it turned on, he barked just a little bit. And then he looked at it and he's going, what is this? I think he thinks it's a toy. I mean, he'll follow it around sometimes and put his paw on it and then he just ignores it. He'll get up here on the couch and go to sleep while it's running. If I had known that he would react this way to this little robot vacuum cleaner, I would have already had one of these. I would have already had one. So I'm loving my little Shark robot vacuum. I still have to mop, but I don't have to vacuum. And by the way, Shark doesn't know me either. My last favorite. This is the most important. This is the most important favorite. I try my best with every video to thank you for watching. I thank you for subscribing. It means so much to me. It means so much. I hesitate to even talk about it because I'm going to talk about it, I don't want you to think that because other content creators who have gotten to where I am with their channel, because they don't talk about it, that they don't care. I would argue that point with you. A few months ago, I hit that milestone with my channel of 100,000 subscribers. And I have to tell you, I had to really think about whether or not to even mention it to you, because I don't want it to sound like I'm bragging. I don't want that. I didn't want it. But on the other hand, I wanted you to know that because you subscribed to my channel, I had reached that milestone. I got the beautiful plaque from YouTube. And I know others, and I know other creators are uncomfortable in talking about it. They appreciate you, as I said, every bit as much as I do. I know they do. But they're just uncomfortable. They're afraid that you might take it the wrong way. I've made the decision to talk about it. And that silver play button means the world to me. I have hit another milestone, and fairly quickly, and it's 150,000 subscribers, not viewers, but people who have actually pushed that subscribe button and said, yes, Patty, I want to subscribe to you. It's free, doesn't cost anything. At any point in time, on any day, any minute, any second, you can hit it and unsubscribe. But you've pushed that subscribe. 150,000 of you have pushed that subscribe button. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I will tell you, one of my dear friends here on YouTube, a sister content creator, Susan from Little Poet, and I know many of you know Susan. I'll list her channel in the description box just in case, but I think you know her. But Susan sent me, she knew I was getting close, and she sent me a video that I'd forgotten about. I had been with YouTube. I'd been a content creator on YouTube for almost a year. And I had just hit 1,000 subscribers. And it was the video I did thanking those 1,000 subscribers. And one thing I said in that video is, if I could say it 1,000 times, I would. If I could say thank you, thank you, thank you 1,000 times, I would. Today I'm saying, if I could say thank you 150,000 times, I would. You mean that much to me. I decided that I'm going to play you that video. It's not very long. And that's part of the reason for this hairdo today. It's not exactly like that hairdo, but it was 9 years ago. I'd been on YouTube for 1 year almost, but 9 years ago. And wow, have I aged. Those of you who have been with me know that I have had no fillers, no surgery, nothing, no procedures, nothing, no Botox, nothing. I have absolutely nothing against it. All these years I have said to you, if I ever change my mind, I'll do it in a heartbeat. I just haven't changed my mind yet. I may still, maybe not. I don't know. I have nothing against it. But I looked at that video and I went, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I was 67. No, I was 68. I was 68. It would be almost 10 years ago. What a difference 10 years has made in my aging process. It's made a huge difference. A huge difference. But that's okay. That's okay. That's what this is all about. I am aging the best way I know how to age for me. And again, I hope you're doing that for you too. So, I tell you what, here's something else I want to know. If you have been a subscriber of mine for that long and you've seen that little video, it probably hasn't had not many more than 1,000 views in all these years. So all of you new subscribers and viewers, you've probably not gone back that far and looked at these videos, so you haven't seen it. But let me know if you've been with me that long and if you happen to be one of those 1,000 plus that saw that video back in the day, and what you think. What you think. Did you think I'd still be here now? Had some people that thought I was too old. Some subscribers, some other creators thought I was too old. Some of them are right now where I was then. Okay, I'm going to play it, and I'll see you in a minute. Hi, everybody. Did you see that? Did you really see it? Okay, just in case you didn't, let's look at it again. Did you see it? 1,001 subscribers. Thank you. Thank you so much. Let's look at it one more time. There. It's real. 1,001 subscribers. You know, I knew a week ago I was getting close to it. I think I had about 986 or 87. And then I looked at it again this morning and I did a double take. 1,001 of you. 1,001 of you decided that you liked me enough to subscribe to me. And so many of you watch me. I could sit here and it would take probably an hour, or I don't know, I really have no idea how long it would take me to say thank you 1,001 times. But I wish I could. I know you wouldn't sit here and watch it, or sit there and watch it. But you really don't know what it means to me that 1,001 of you subscribe to me. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thanks. Thank you. Thanks. Thanks. Thank you. Thanks. Thanks a lot. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thanks. Thanks. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Mwah. Thank you. I promise, when 50,000 more of you hit that subscribe button and the little bell notification, I will come back and I'll thank you properly again, because you did this. I'm going to close this video showing a little video of this little hallway right back here. This, I don't know if you can see it, but this is a little archway, and it's the tiniest little hall with some shelves and a little bit of wall space, and it goes into our bedroom. And I was in a quandary as to what to do with it. Since I got that silver play button, Jim would say, why don't you put that on the wall? Why don't you put it out so people can see it? Why don't you? It's always, why don't you do this with that silver play button? You know, put it out on display. And it was one thing for me to show it to you guys and thank you for it. But so many of the people, our friends and family, if they know I have a YouTube channel, they don't care. So they don't watch. So I just never did anything with it. But I decided that I was going to take that little hallway and I was going to display my silver play button and my letter from YouTube congratulating me. And I also decided to put something else in there. When Jim was younger, he played golf. He was wild about golf in his young adult years, played all the time, and then he stopped for 30 years, and he started back when we moved to Florida. So back when he was playing the first time, he had his first, or his only, hole-in-one. And there's a picture that his first wife, I think she probably did it for him, but it was the letter from the golf course congratulating him, but she had it framed nice. And then there is another big picture with a lot of shots of him hitting the golf ball. And those have just been in the top of a closet all these years. And so I hung Jim's hole-in-one framed letter and those pictures of him, of his swing. That's our little hall of fame for the two of us. And It's just for us. Should someone go through there, they'll see it. And if they ask, we'll explain. I'm not completely finished with the shelves. In there, I still have to tune it and tweak it, but I'm going to show it to you. And then as I get other rooms decorated, I'll be showing you those too. I want to thank you so much for watching. Again, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you 150,000 times. Thank you. Thank you. Don't forget to go out and be kind. Just be kind, okay? Know that I love you. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.